All right, ladies and gentlemen, listen, I haven't been doing a live stream on the channel for some time because I don't like doing live streams when there's nothing going on, when I don't think there's any value to be had, because just do a live stream for the sake of doing a live stream, it's kind of a waste of time. Let's be honest. How you doing, Toby? I today wanted to do what is the first iteration of weekly recap. It's where I'm going to be giving a quick weekly recap on pretty much everything we covered for the week. Of course, we're not going to go nearly as in depth as I do on my actual dedicated videos, but nonetheless, I was like, why not? Why not do this? Why not try something new? We've been trying a lot of new things on the channel lately, and it's been having a lot of relative success. I'm not here to go ahead and do any clickbait and tell people things are mooning, because as much excitement as I have at the moment about the crypto prices, I do want to stay based in reality. I do want to stay here based in reality. I want to start off just talking about the prices, really everything that's been going on in the market, kind of my thoughts, because you see the videos, you see the thesis, but you don't really see the trading. So I actually didn't do any leverage trading at all this week. I was going pretty hard on the leverage stuff over the past 2 weeks. The second the Iran conflict happened, I was pretty active on the markets. This is just cookie cutter war news. We had relative strength on Bitcoin. Bitcoin's looking really good. It is, however, ranging into the FOMC meet, in which I predict the most likely outcome to be nothing burger, a boringness, just a lot of boringness. I actually covered this on my video of today. There's a 98% chance the Fed does this to crypto on Tuesday. And listen, I'm not here to clickbait. I'm here to tell people how things usually go. I'm predicting that more than likely we're going to get a drop on Bitcoin the second this meeting happens, because here it is. Thank you for not being clickbait. I'm trying my best. Listen, it's impossible to not do 0% clickbait. Like, there has to be a little bit of something, because if we don't do anything, then we just fall off. That's just the meta on YouTube. But I'm trying my best to stay with the facts. It's a new thing that I'm trying, and it seems to be having a lot of success. I'm pretty sure everybody's tired of all the trash on YouTube. So there's 7 out of 8 FOMC meetings in 2025 have Bitcoin drop after the announcement. So, not the greatest. Now, I did want to clarify, the title says 98% chance the Fed does this to crypto on Tuesday. They do their first day of meetings on Tuesday. The actual meeting's on Wednesday. So I'm going to be doing a live stream on the actual FOMC on Wednesday. So it should be on Wednesday. We're going to be going live at 1:30. We get the data at 2 p.m. and we get the actual conference at 2:30. So that's kind of the timeline. Usually when I do live streams like this, I like to just pull up a notepad, go over it, and then I'll probably plug Claude in as well to see what Claude can find in terms of insights. And that's literally it. That's literally it. So the actual live stream is on Wednesday. We're going to get the dot plot. That's going to be very important. I'm excited to see where that goes. Cryptos, it's looking like it has some strength, but there's a lot of things that are not very exciting that is going on right now. For example, the reverse carry trade is a very real thing. For the XRP maxis, like, the reverse carry trade is a very big worry of mine. I want to, at some point next week, talk about it. It has to do with the unwinding of the Japanese carry trade. It's something, it's probably the biggest threat to the economy in 2026. If this ends up becoming a broader market issue, it depends. A lot of people like to say, oh, this is a black swan event. This is a black swan event. I will agree with you when I see it. But the carry trade, the Japanese carry trade, it's all over the news right now. Everybody's freaking out about the Japanese carry trade. We had some weakness in, I think it was 2024. So the dot plan, literally all it is all the guys on the Fed board, the people that are going to be voting on whether or not we're going to be getting rate cuts for the rest of this year, they're just going to tell us what they think is going to happen. So they're going to be like, okay, I think we're going to have one rate cut. I'm going to go for one rate cut. That's probably where my head's at for the year. Now, that can change. It's a quarterly thing. It can change. But knowing where they're going to be going moving forward here is important to me, at least, especially considering I'm probably going to be closing on a house next year. So I'm very interested in seeing what they do with interest rate cuts. That's going to be very important for me, especially. So Yeah, but that's kind of the TLDR. I would say what's a lot more important than just the regular meetings, because they do 8 of them a year, right, is the quarterly ones. The quarterly ones are way more important because they give us the direction for the rest of the year. I just remembered your username. You were you made the comment on Sarasota, right? I still remember this. I was like, so cool. I'm really obsessed with OPSEC recently, so I'm like really trying to do things the right way. Too many crypto people have just gotten absolutely schnapped. I'm sure you're a good person, but you got to understand, it's just the crypto space is a wild, wild west platform. Now, I actually do have a presentation on all of this. I didn't include all of the information. Instead, I kind of wanted to wing it. I wanted to just go over this with you guys. And that was the idea of my weekly recap. Not everybody has all the time in the world. Maybe you're listening to this in your car. That's perfectly fine, right? So this is, in my opinion, a pretty big week for Wall Street in crypto. So Wall Street integrated a lot of stuff into the crypto industry this week. Now, I had some people in my comments saying, well, why doesn't that make the price of Bitcoin go up? Because if Wall Street's getting into crypto or they're making moves into crypto, that should make the price of crypto go up. And I'm like, well, that kind of does make sense. That does make sense. But you also do have to keep in mind that that we are technically in a macro bear market. So as much as I'm excited about what's happening for crypto, we do have to understand we are in a gray zone. How's it going, David? Hope you're having a great Sunday. I'm sure you're a great dad. I'm sure you're a great dad. It's just, I'm like, I had a scare a couple years ago and I'm like, ooh, I don't want to do it again. I don't want to do it again. So I've been very obsessive. In fact, I spent an entire month abroad last year. I went all over Asia. My TLDR is these crypto events are kind of a waste of time. The most important thing you could do is be with your family, grow yourself as a person, fix your mental health. I believe a lot of the success we're seeing right now is because I stopped caring so much about like impressing people. Like if you'll see the videos, you won't get the perspective that, or at least this is what I'm trying to do. I'm really trying my best to like not be like, oh, I'm just better than you at trading, so you have to listen to me, you nerd. Subscribe to my course because you suck otherwise at trading, so you got to learn from the pro. I'm really trying to tone it down and not do that. Like I'm trying to let people know, hey, I don't know everything in the world. I am right a lot. I'm also wrong just as many times. I'm here to give people scenarios, give people the facts, and also that's why I've been here for so long. There's a reason that as a content creator, I'm okay with putting my name out there. There's a reason as a content creator that I'm still here. And there's also a reason that I've actually made money in crypto and I've been able to show that. It's because I drop the ego and just do things for what they are. Someone else root for me? I know, literally. It's always someone. It's always someone. It's always someone. The minority always ruins it for the majority. It's a gray zone. I think it's like we're going to see this as a generational buying point for long-term buyers. For short-term buyers, I'm not convinced at all. I'm not convinced on short-term buying at all. But for long-term buyers, for sure. My brother, actually, I got him into crypto. It was about like a month or two ago again. He decided to come back into crypto and he asked me what crypto he should buy. And I know this isn't going to sound like it's true, but I told him to get Bittensor. And let's just say he's up a lot on his Bittensor in a very short period of time. Now, it's not like he put, he didn't put $100,000 into Bittensor. He doesn't have that much money. But what he did have, he put into it. And I'm just very happy to do things the right way. Instead of telling him to get like Dogecoin or something, you're moving people in the right direction. That's the most important thing. Long-term holding will win out no matter what. I even told him, I'm like, I get it. Some people don't believe in Bitcoin anymore. Maybe the price appreciation isn't that crazy. But if you could 10x your money over the next 5 years, Bitcoin goes to $600,000, like that's still really strong. And it's an asset that's pretty safe. So I'm just tired of talking about these lower market cap coins. I'm way over it, way over it. So let's go. Where are we right now? So Bitcoin at 71K. It's on a range. It is on a range. I'm not a TA guy. I don't pretend to be a TA guy. I do fundamental analysis. That's what I went to school for before I dropped out. And then went full time into crypto. And I'd say I learned a lot more from the crypto trading than I did from school. But what I learned is that macro events will affect the price of a currency a lot more than any type of technical analysis that you look at. Like long-term TA kind of sucks. it's only a self-fulfilling prophecy that actually makes TA, I guess, accurate. If enough people believe in the lie, then it becomes the truth. But TA is pretty useless. And so we're range bound right now for Bitcoin. It's just boring, honestly. It looks bullish. Like like I would give us 60-40 on whether or not we'll break past this range to 80,000. My range is once we get to 80K, I'm expecting a pullback. So if we can survive that pullback, then I believe we're green skies, green skies. I am terrified of April though, because April historically has been a negative month for Bitcoin. It has been a negative month for Bitcoin, and that affects us all in all cryptocurrencies. So I'm very excited about March. I think we're going to pump into the rest of this month. When April comes, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just putting my hands up in the air, officer. I did nothing. I don't know what's happening in April, but if we actually pump in April, I think we're good to go to 100K plus. Like if we break the trend and we keep going up, we're going to be doing well. I actually want to focus even more. I didn't even put this in the presentation, but we're going to be here for a while. There's so much to talk about. I have so much to talk about. But so Michael Saylor recently introduced this thing called STRC. It's an ATM machine essentially for Bitcoin, and it is just insane. It is insane. They have been buying billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin, and no one is looking at this stuff. Everybody is ignoring it. People are getting 11.5% passive returns on the stock market right now through STRC. It's the most in-demand liquid coin on the planet right now. It's insane. How's it going, Big A? I hope you're doing well, buddy. Did you end up buying the dip? Did you end up getting back in? I listen, I know AVAX got us all a little bit spooked. That's why I'm doing the boomer coins these days, but you know, hope you're doing well, man. Happy Sunday. Do the months matter anymore? They do, because if enough people believe in something, like I said, self-fulfilling prophecy, it's like, it's all only because of belief. That's why I trade on narratives. I trade on stories. I trade on why people would want to do something. I'm not like an astrologist. I'm not looking at the moon patterns, but I definitely am a big believer of if enough people believe in something, then it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So historically, because April has been negative, people are definitely going to be more cautious running into April. It's just what's going to happen. And most midterm years do follow that. If you watch Into the Cryptoverse, that's Ben. He does great TA on what usually happens with crypto. Now, I don't believe it. I don't think we're in a normal cycle because of STRC. We have Bitcoin ATM machines. We have people all over the planet just printing out of capital out of thin air and grabbing Bitcoin. And I think we're in what is is it like a super bear market, like a mini bear winter? Maybe a mini winter would be better because there's just too much printing out there. We're just not going to get the dumps that we experienced last cycle, because last cycle's collapse was due to just infrastructure. It was due to infrastructure. It was due to fraud. And you know how much fraud we had this bull cycle? None of it did anything for Bitcoin. It didn't budge us at all. We haven't had months fall in line for cycles for around 6 months. I want to fact check you on that, because you could be right, but now you got me curious. There's a Bitcoin treasuries. Bitcoin price performance per month coin glass. You got me very curious. All right, let's look at it. So, past 6 months, we've got October, September. Okay, September, we actually, I think, kind of outperformed on September into massive dump. No, into a little dump. Okay. So that was supposed to be a strong month. Yeah, I guess you're right here. You're right here. You're right. January is usually pretty weak, so I guess that's like fine. February is usually pretty. Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess you're right. You know what? You might be right. Huh. Yeah, you could be onto something. Very interesting. No, we haven't been falling in line at all, have we? This is 2022. Well, we kind of fell in line with last cycle. I would say with last cycle, we definitely are in line. No, but then we pumped in 2023. Yes, every cycle is a little bit different. Do you think we're gonna get crossover the 20 week? I don't do TA, Jesse. I'm too redacted to do TA. I did TA when I first got into crypto, and then I thought that was the way to go, and I'm like, I'm good. I don't bother anymore. I just trade long term. I do long term trading. I'm too like I've been scarred too much in the crypto space to try to do TA on whether we're going to go over this moving average and it's going to magically make us start pumping. And if we hold this, the death cross pattern with a freaking inverted hammer, and I'm good. I'm past that phase of my life. I know there are people that will like fight tooth and nail for TA, but I can't do it. I find historical patterns and I'm like, okay, sure, let's go further. Trading is like cooking. It's based on how we feel. Essentially, yeah, it's based on how you feel. Isn't that the world in general, though? It's always price revisions and what's going to happen in the future. I believe it's because regular buys don't push the needle anymore. Well, of course, 100%. I don't think they've pushed the needle since last cycle in general. Let's be honest with each other here. This entire cycle that we experienced, the only reason we didn't get an alt season is because all of the retail buyers went into meme coins and got scammed. All of you guys that listen to these meme coin gurus, I feel bad for you because it made the crypto space look so poor. It's such poor taste. The meme coin guys, they cause a permanent scar for retail traders. Of course, institutions are going to be the only ones that buy because they're buying things that are real. Yeah, do you have a feeling where price will go during the small dump? I'm assuming like around 68 to 70 is like what we're going to be at during that little dump. It's not going to be anything too crazy. Don't expect it to be like this drastic crash unless they say something that we aren't expecting, but people are pretty bearish at the moment. So they'd have to say something really bad for us to be shocked. Typically speaking, 48 hours after FOMC, Bitcoin ends up going up most of the time. So I guess it's perspective. All right, so let's think. What is smart money doing? So whales have been accumulating a lot, and exchange reserves are actually getting lower. There are a lot of wallets that hold over 100 Bitcoin. We hit a new record, and Bitcoin is actually outperforming right now relative to the S&P 500. Retail, of course, we are all scarred. We all are trading coins that are in the top 500, and so all of our coins have rugged. We're seeing the war as a bad thing that's shaking risk assets. I hate to be that guy, but America loves war. It's usually good for the economy long term. So you can't really base these global conflicts and be like, oh, that's going to make everything crash forever, especially with a risk-averse asset like Bitcoin. Bitcoin doesn't care. It's just going to keep going up. So this was something that I actually haven't made a video on, but I wanted to cover here. I might make a video on it. I don't know if there's enough news to make a video on it. If I feel like there's enough put meat and potato on it, I'll make a video on it. Maybe I'll make a video on it after FOMC. But this is the SEC to CFTC turf war that apparently in March 11th, they signed a historic memorandum of understanding. I thought that was interesting. Sorry, Talvid has been on my short list. Dude, have you looked into Tau? Now listen, if you're on Render, you're still doing well. Like Render's cooking. Obviously, it's not as high as it was before, but still doing pretty well. I will say that the Render community is a lot smaller than the Tau community. From what I've seen over the past 7 days, the Tau community reminds me a lot of the XRP guys. They are like cult-like. They're very, very active, which is a good thing. You want to see active communities pushing an industry forward. They also, their subnets are actually doing stuff. Render is kind of like you're just on one centralized entity and you're hoping that it works out. Versus Bittensor, it's hundreds of projects. Just one of them has to do well for Bittensor to do well. So I don't know. I'm more bullish on Bittensor, but also I think AI crypto in general is going to do well. So can I really be bearish? It's just the industry, it changes so fast. Anyway, they did a joint harmonization initiative, which was created for crypto oversight specifically. I thought it was interesting because the SEC chair was like, the era of turf wars is over. There's no more getting sued by both of these agencies. That's cool. There's clear rules with compliance departments finally saying yes. Okay, finally, we don't have to fight over this stuff anymore. Great. So the banks are the only ones fighting us. What do I think about Caspa? I'm interested in looking at the chart for Caspa, but I've been bearish for some time. I used to make videos on Caspa when it was at actually about the price it is today. I was bullish on it while it was pumping. Let me tell you why I was bullish on it when it was pumping. They also had a cult-like community. And as you guys know, I'm very narrative driven. So if the narrative is there, if there's a cult-like community, I'm all for it. I think it's going to do well. It's going to have good price appreciation. However, Caspa didn't really actually have a reason to exist other than the cult. The cult was essentially it. And people were mining a ton of Caspa. Even I was mining Caspa at some point. It was great while the rewards were there. But I think I remember, I don't have the exact details because it's been some time now. It's been, years. But I remember there was a time in which the profitability of Caspa, like the difficulty of Caspa, got to the point where people weren't making money mining Caspa. And I think that was kind of the moment in which it broke. It just totally broke from there. The narrative broke, everybody left, the volume died, and I just don't see it coming back. I don't see it coming back. The community has moved on to other things, to greener pastures. So that's why I personally exited my Caspa position. I didn't time the top perfectly. I think I got out around like 10 to 14 cents or something like that. I didn't get like 20 cents, but I was very happy with the exit, considering the price, especially today. I don't see the hype. I don't see the hype. I just think it's like a culty community that is excited for an ASA. Yeah, exactly. The cult came from the mining community that got in early. Exactly. Like Ravencoin, 100%. That's exactly why I exited. You explained it even better than me. Like once it became unprofitable to mine Caspa, it was like, that was it. That was the end of the story. People are just going to start selling into it because that's the only reason they were holding, for the profitability. Doge had a cult-like community. It had. Focus on the had. It had a cult-like community when Elon was shilling it. But then what happened? They stopped getting shilled by Elon. They stopped getting shilled by Elon and they left. Swearing everything has just changed. Alarmist? How is this alarmist? I mean, I'm not trying to be alarmist. And yes, everything does change very often. So of course I'm going to be putting this on the title. What I think about Canton? Isn't that the one that has that private? It has JP Morgan on it. It has some big players on there. They're doing like trillions of dollars and stuff. But from what I've heard, people aren't really bullish on this one. I haven't dug into it enough to give you a formulated answer. I haven't dug into it enough, but for some reason I forgot why I don't own any Canton. I dug into this like 3 weeks ago. It's like, just because it has good numbers now doesn't mean it'll have good numbers later. I have to dig into this one more. Also, I saw the volume. What's wrong with this volume? The volume's at like $6 million today. This is terrible. How is a coin at $5 billion at $6 million worth of volume in 24 hours? It just doesn't make any sense. So I think I remember that was why I didn't end up grabbing it. It's too low volume. Volume's like insanely low. That explains why I haven't heard anything about Caspa. Yeah, no one's making money. They're going to leave. Of course we need to work together. I think it's very important. I've learned a lot from you guys in the comments. I actually take the time. I don't think you guys have, if you've noticed, like I take a lot of time to reply to the comments. We also get a lot of scam comments, so I'm like constantly monitoring to make sure I get rid of them. Obviously, I don't want people to get scammed. So yeah, I've been taking a lot of time to read the comments. It helps me a lot with my research as well. You guys are a lot smarter than my audience 12 months ago. 12 months ago, my audience is just like, thank you for covering the price of coin go up. I really like the price of coin go up. And I guess I appreciate it, but I don't really learn anything by people telling me they appreciate the price of a coin is going up. I learn when they tell me something about it. The past 6 months, my alt holdings dropping as fast as... You think so? You think so? I think we're getting there. I wait at 179. Look. We got a little bit of something there. A little bit. It's not bad. We're getting healthy. I'm excited. I should be at my goal weight by the end of this year. So I'm getting pretty close. I figured sometime around the past, 24 months, that health is wealth. Health really is wealth. I spent less time trading and I spent more time just getting healthy, and it's made me just so much more productive. How many days a week are you working out? Well, keep in mind, I am very privileged that this is my job. I can do this while I'm at the gym. Yeah, I can do my research while I'm at the gym. I can do anything while I'm at the gym. So I'm too blessed. And yes, my friends, make sure you're liking. How do we have 60 people in here and 10 likes? Come on, do better. Get the vision out there. We're taking the time out. No, but obviously your time is much more valuable than mine. There's so many people. But I work out. I do it every single day. I try to get to 10K steps. The reality is, I think my average steps is like 8,000 or something like that. I'm very blessed to have a wife that is very supportive. She cooks very healthy meals for me, so I don't really have to worry about like eating a bunch of slop. But in terms of the gym, you only really need to go 3 times a week. Just hit the major muscle groups, and that's it. You only realistically need to go 3 times a week. I try to do 5 for strength training, but realistically, like I probably only end up doing like 3 to 4 days. But all you need is 3 to 4. It's long term. It's long term. Too many people try to overcomplicate it, and they make it seem like right now I need to go ahead and lock in and lose 700 pounds in a month. No. Like you do things over time. It's okay. Stream daily. That's great. Rowing machine 20 minutes per day. Listen, I'm a bum. I'm very lazy. I go on my treadmill, throw that thing at like 3.5 speed and just walk there for an hour. That's what I do. You're down 170 pounds buying H-bar? Hell yeah. What's your DCA price? I'm like, my DCA is around like 6 to 7 cents. So I don't really have an incentive to buy H-bar at this price. Like I don't feel like buying H-bar at this price. I got some people that keep asking me, why do I not talk about buying H-bar right now? Why are you not buying H-bar? Because I already have a great price on H-bar. Why would I complicate my life by buying this coin at a higher price than it is right now? I don't know. I think I'm good. You have to use your membership? Yeah, 100%. Just do it. I tell people this all the time. You just need to do things. This channel was doing trash until I decided to actually go out there and start making some content consistently. I just stopped overthinking it, and I started doing exactly what I thought would be useful. Take a look at Q&T. I saw the Q&T announcement yesterday on the ISO 20022 stuff. They published. I want to show it to you guys. Let's read this together. Where is it? Who's the founder of it? I think I found it. It's Gilbert. Here it is. So Gilbert put out something. He was like, a decade in the making. We have published an ISO standard for blockchain interoperability. Now, I read all of this. I'm going to be honest. I read this. I see Standards Australia. I see like some pretty cool stuff. And then I'm like, I don't know if I really care. Is it kind of messed up to think that way? Like, I was really bullish on Quant for a long time, but I feel like they kind of lost their way. Why would I buy Quant when I could buy Chainlink? And even Chainlink isn't even doing the best. But why would I buy Quant when I could buy Chainlink? I don't know. I think both narratives aren't very strong. They don't make a lot of revenue. Yes, everybody's using it, but they don't make a lot of revenue for their coin. So what's the point of buying it? A good reason to buy a coin is like, for example, Hyperliquid. They are putting a lot of their revenue into buying back the coin. So it makes a lot of sense to buy the coin. But then you also have to worry about the team dumping the coin. So two different perspectives. 9.3 entry, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Don't put too much risk. As long as you don't really need to care about the amount of money you have on a coin, that's perfect. You want to be at a point where you just don't care. Thank you for your channel and for giving out information in a proper manner, using tokenomics rather than crazy price speculations. Yeah, I know. It really shoots me in the foot because you guys are watching, but there's a good subsection of the community that is like brainwashed into believing these ludicrous price predictions. They'll learn and eventually they'll get mature enough to understand that they're being played, and they'll come over to us. But it does suck. It does suck because you know how much easier it is to get views if I just said everything's going to $10,000 tomorrow? It'd be way easier, but it's not the right thing to do. You want a Tau pullback? It's starting to look into like we're turning this into a QA. I'm down to do the QA stuff. This is more entertaining than this PowerPoint. Let me put this over here. This is more entertaining. You want a Tau pullback? You didn't have the powder to get in at 200. Tell me why that's a problem. The coin's at $288 right now. I think the light's too high right now. Okay. I fixed it. But I'm like, why is that a problem? Like, why is that a problem? $290, right? You might think that's a high price. Oh my God, Tau's up so much this week. But also, look at where Tau was. Like Tao's been a $6 billion coin in the past before, and AI is a $4 trillion, not even an industry. AI has a $4 trillion stock. That's a stock. If you know anything about liquidity, you know about the multiplier effect, and you know that a crypto at $3 billion is kind of like a stock that's less than $1 billion in liquidity. So really, these cryptos can go a lot higher than people are projecting they're going to go. You had to make so many pivots in crypto? Oh, dude. Dude, tell me about it. Dude, at one point I was doing nodes. At one point I was doing gaming. And then I got into meme coins. Dude, I've been everywhere in the crypto industry. Everywhere. But that's part of being in the game. Crypto is always changing. And that's why I do the narrative stuff. It's the HBAR and AI play. I would say no. I would say no. It's not focused on AI. AI is an additive, and AI agents are a thing that the roadmap is focused on, but it's so much broader than that. They're more of an enterprise infrastructure play. Like, they're preparing for enterprises to come in. I don't think they're competitive on the AI game at all. Like, I don't think it's a competitive AI chain compared to something like Bittensor. Crypto will be exploding with BIS rules give weight of less than 100%. I made a video on that. I'm almost certain that that's not going to go through. That sounds ridiculous. So what our friend here, Husker, is referencing it's this video. It's the Fed just banned banks from holding Bitcoin. So my brother, he messaged me this thing, and I'll show you the image. It should work here. So, okay, here it is. The Federal Reserve is set to release a formal proposal next week, expected March 17th to 21st, that would implement a 1,250% risk weight for Bitcoin. So what that means is essentially they would have to back 1-for-1 every dollar in Bitcoin that they hold from their customers, which is ridiculous. They're never going to do that, because with stocks, they only have to do 8 cents on the dollar. They're just going to do it with stocks and other assets. So I'm almost certain this isn't going to go through. And they're going to go through a 90-day comment period in which they're going to just yap at each other over and over until eventually this comes lower. So hopefully it comes lower. Hopefully it comes more in line with his range. If it goes to less than 100%, it would be more in line with stocks, and that's perfect. That's what we want. So yeah, that's what he mentioned here. Is 270 a good entry for Bittensor? Well, I mean, my entry is lower, so I can't tell you whether or not something's a good entry. I just think it's very undervalued. You're basically still waiting on an alt season. No, I don't believe in alt seasons at all anymore. Noel, like you said, I've had to pivot 300,000 different times. I am instead focused on what people are paying attention to right now. I stopped this whole thinking of like, it will start with gaming and then it's going to go over to AI and then it's going to go over to this and that. I'm done with that whole thing. I'm just like, if people care about AI right now, that's the thing I'm doing. If people care about American stocks, then they're going to care about American cryptos. Like that's kind of the game that I'm playing right now. But honestly, like I've been buying a lot of Bitcoin and Ethereum. Like I've kind of given up on the whole like waiting for my day to come and just hoping that it just magically is going to happen. Like if something's already hot, it's more likely to continue being hot. And for example, like when the crypto gaming run stopped, that would have been the perfect time to get the heck out and stop looking at crypto gaming for the next 4 years. You could have just gone over to something else that was exciting. Yeah, exactly. Your trend is the trend is your friend. The trend is your friend. Exactly. That's exactly my thinking. And it's worked so far. So when it stops working, then I'll stop doing it. But also like that's where the attention economy is. People just pay attention to what's happening right now. We make very similar content. Yeah. Listen, I have an opinion that's been, I don't like to be ahead of the trend. I don't like that at all. I really don't like being ahead of the trend because I've been burned too much. I've been burned so many times in crypto. Remember, I've been full-time. So like I spend every single day looking at crypto. It's not like I have a bunch of time off. Usually maybe I'll take a couple of weeks every year, but I spend so much time in crypto. I'm constantly trend hopping. ISO coins will lead the integration of the blockchain into TradFi. Everyone that has crypto is way early. The trick is picking the correct ones. Yeah, I read on a news article recently that a lot of these coins that are saying they're ISO 20022 compliant aren't actually compliant. They're just saying it for the sake of the narrative. So I'm pretty 50-50 on it. The banks are just going to end up using whatever is most convenient, like where they think they can have the most upside while also having a stable coin that's safe. So it's not like they're going to pick some tiny coin. And if they do pick some tiny coin, they're going to buy it on private markets and they're going to launch it like Canton. You know, like they want to catch the upside. They don't want to just go on things that have been live for years and then they don't have any immediate upside or there's too much risk with it. It's just they're going to pick on whatever they make the most money because they're grimy. They get their little grimy little fingers on everything. You can discuss without being at each other's throat. Yeah, exactly. There's no reason to be at each other's throat. It's crypto. Like the industry is too small to be at each other's throats. It's way too small. I don't understand this whole cult thing where we have to fight each other. Guys, our coins are tiny. Even Bitcoin is tiny. Did you guys know, when I saw this statistic, it was staggering. I want to do this. Largest... I want to show this so bad. Ranking of gold versus Bitcoin. No, this isn't good. Nah, I'm going to do gold market cap. That's better. Okay. So the total market cap of gold is about $27.9 trillion to $41.9 trillion as of early 2026. This is better. So the estimated market cap is $34.925 trillion. That's interesting, right? Very interesting. Well, cryptocurrency is pretty small. I mean, even, who is this? Aramco, the oil guys. We have TSMC making semiconductors. Amazon, all these companies are bigger than Bitcoin. Bitcoin's tiny. Bitcoin's at $1.4 trillion. If it 10x's right now, if Bitcoin goes to $700,000 a coin, it's still so much smaller than gold right now. That's not accounting for whatever price appreciation we might have with gold in the future. So I don't know what this whole, like, the run has already happened or these coins are already too big. There's speculation on no, like the industry is so tiny. It's too tiny. It's 100% going to be multiple blockchains. There's no shot it's one winner. There's no way. And the crypto industry is always going to be greedy because crypto is the greediest industry out there. It's up 24/7. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Okay. CC's minted to validators. Validators are the big banks paying themselves. Oh, and ain't that something? Of course, it's always the big banks. Yeah, whenever you look at something like this that has no volume at all and has some crazy valuation, I don't know, like, how do you invest into this? I get it, they have a lot of money being processed, but have no volume. I don't like trading into stuff that has no volume and it has this ridiculous market cap. It seems too high risk. Like this new addition. I appreciate you. Yeah. I think there's been a lot of people that the consensus is we're doing the right thing. It's just, I'm tired of doing this whole, like, I cover one coin and then I hope eventually it's going to go up and I build a community around it. I'm so tired. I want to just cover the entire industry, things that I feel like will actually be important. That's it. That's all I feel like doing. I'm so tired of this whole, like, let me wait for this thing to happen and let me cover the same thing every single day. It's so boring. It's so boring. I don't know how you guys want to watch those content creators that push the same thing over and over. It's very boring. Monad has been doing awesome. I've heard Monad has been cooking. I don't own any Monad, but I've heard it's been cooking. It seems stable, We'll see where that goes. I've seen some bullish stuff come out from Monad, but I don't like these newer chains. There's a lot of supply out there that could potentially hit the market. I mean, they have, 10% of the supply out there practically. 246 to $2 billion FTVs. A lot of coins that are going to come out there during a bear market, potentially. I know, obviously, there's vesting and, there's more to look into it, but, I don't know. Also, I think I'm too scarred with these Solana meme coin communities and just Solana in general. It's like, it feels like CT, what created Monad. I'm not for CT. I'm like anti-CT. Anything CT wants to push, I'm like not going to buy it at all. Burn mint ratio pushes the price. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Retail isn't buying. That makes a lot of sense. It could be a decent layer one. Could be, but tomorrow someone else could eat their lunch. So we'll see. We'll see what ends up getting traction later. I don't know. I don't want to predict what's going to happen. I want to know what's going to happen. Came to crypto only a week ago. Happy to find your channel. Well, I'm happy you're here. You know, think about it for a second. In the bull market, was getting thousands of viewers. And I'd make even worse content than this. I would just make content about the coin going up and putting the chart of the coin going up. You know, we're actually having discussions here. I find bear markets are the best time to have actual discourse. When we get into a bull market, it's just going to be like, well, this coin's going up and these are the coins that are going to go up in price. It's just, yeah, I mean, that's kind of why you're here, but also it's good to be informed. It's good to have a solid educational base, like understand what you're getting into and what's actually moving the market. I think that's debatably more important, but you know, these are good times to get into the industry, to at least like tap into it. I would say if you're brand new in the industry, you don't want to throw a bunch of money in and then just hope that it goes up. Instead, you put a little bit in, you see what it does. And I told my brother the same thing. You put in some money, you see what it does over time. And then, you know, if this is something that you're okay with, the risk is okay for you, then you could put more in over time. But if you put too much money in at once, then you get all emotional and then you start watching these YouTubers that have these crazy price predictions. And then all of a sudden you're part of a cult that is unfortunately going to go nowhere. So you got to make sure you're doing the right thing. Got to go. I see you later, man. Of course. I'm always happy to talk to anyone that wants to have a chat. Watch Good Evening Crypto. I've never watched them. Let me look him up real quick. Oh, Good Evening Crypto. Gotcha. Yeah. I've seen them on my radar, but I think they do too much clickbait, in my opinion. Way too much clickbait. I mean, dude, look at this. It's here. XRP 100x domino theory activated. What is this? Clarity Act bombshell. It's too much. It's too much for me. It's way too much for me. But yeah, hey, you got to hustle, right? But it's just too much. Way too much for me. Really believe in RWA stuff and AI? Dude, but Gala shouldn't have gone down. It was only the lawsuit that ruined them. Let's be honest. Gala, of all gaming projects, was really the only one that had any potential to survive. They were the only one. They had so many projects, and they just started not paying off their obligations and suing each other. So it was a very sad ending. Gala was the only hope for gaming. Everything else was just cooked. HBAR, Algo, and ICP. What's the shill on internet computer protocol? I see a lot of people commenting about it on my videos. And listen, I've been looking at this coin for years. What's the shill on this? Why do people keep buying this? Is there a reason? Like, I'm not trying to judge at all. The coin's almost at all-time lows. I don't know why people are buying it. Is there a different reason that I'm just not buying? Like, is it a cult? I don't know. I just don't know why people are bullish on it. Like, why not just buy Bittensor? Bittensor has an active community. The price is actually going up. It has momentum. It has volume. I don't know. I don't really see the shill on that. And then in terms of Algorand, I'm like, I also don't understand it. What's exciting about Algorand? And I'm probably shooting myself in the foot here. I'm probably losing sponsors here. But like potential future sponsors, because I know people that get sponsored by Algorand. But I don't see it. I don't know why people would buy Algorand over something like HBAR or like something like XRP that's already leading their narrative. Like Algorand's kind of died. It had its time in the sun. And yeah, that's kind of it. It's just there. It's looking kind of dead. And unfortunately, I moved my Algorand bags long ago. I wish Gala Survive Championships Arena was great. Dude, when Gala had dropped me here, I put so much effort into making that Champions Arena guide. It was ridiculous. But there was too much mismanagement with their marketing. Way too much mismanagement with their marketing. It was ridiculous. I don't know how they fumbled it, honestly. They didn't really have to do much. They didn't have to do much. They just had to not sue each other. They're going to go nuclear? Yeah, but why are they going to go nuclear? Is it just because people are magically going to decide to buy a coin that's down 97%? Just, I don't know. Wasn't ICP also manipulated by FTX? Isn't that also kind of a little bit of a stain on it? It's not something I would want to buy. And then Linea, well, I mean, look at Linea. Look at Linea. What is this? What is this? She's like HBAR. I do like HBAR. I do like HBAR. And do I have it as the top coin in my portfolio? Absolutely not. You know, this coin's only at $4 billion market cap. I have way bigger coins in my portfolio. But I have a 6-figure position in HBAR, and I think HBAR is going to do well. But obviously, there's a chance it doesn't. I just think I'd much rather buy HBAR than something like Quant or something like Algorand. I don't know. It's just my personal preference. I could be very wrong. Is when at Coinbase's first ICO? I think it was. I think you're right. I cannot confirm. I can confirm this actually. Why am I pretending I can't? I think you're right though. Doge is a must. No, I don't think so. I mean, I guess you can play on the fact that Elon Musk might put it into X money. I feel like they're going to make their own stablecoin though now. Yeah, you're right. So Monad was the first project to debut on Coinbase's new regulated token sales platform. You're right. You're right. It was in 2025. They acquired the Echo platform. This was a crazy acquisition when I saw it on CT. For $375 million, they bought a platform that I think didn't do anything. I don't know. They just randomly spent $300 million. I found that crazy to me. I was like, crazy. That guy got the ultimate exit out of the crypto industry. 7 million HBAR added to Canary. Well, that's nice. That's nice. I don't think we're going to get any strong inflow on HBAR's ETFs until either we get a bigger fund, like Grayscale needs to get their ETF passed, or just alts run. That's the only way. I just think XRP has way stronger inflow. Axelar is another one. I feel like now we're just going through every coin. I'm not bullish on Axelar. I am more bullish on Hyperliquid is my decentralized play. Axelar connects a bunch of cryptos and just goes down only. What is this? Just goes down only. We just get railed repeatedly. You know how many of my alt bags look just like this? Dude, I have a watch list. Should I show you guys my watch list? I don't think I should. It looks terrible. It's just a bunch of coins that I invested into early stage rounds and they're all just rugged. They're all rugged. A couple of them are still there, but like, oh my gosh, everything rugged. All of the alts rugged. XLM. So I don't really get the XLM shill. So people, the reason that they say they buy XLM for the most part is because they're saying it has more upside than XRP. But then I asked them, okay, but like, what is XLM doing? And they can't really give me a good answer. They just kind of say, oh, well, it's the retail version of XRP. Okay, did they spend $4 billion in acquisitions? Or are they leading the US narrative? Like, what's the point of being excited about XLM? I don't know. I feel like it's just a beta for XRP, but why not just buy XRP at that point? I mean, even XRP is outperforming it, and it's at, what, an $80 billion market cap? So I think it's one of those coins that are just so old that it's had its day, but XRP is just better. If XRP pumps, of course XLM is going to pump, because psychologically people have it ingrained that XLM is like a beta to XRP, but I don't know. I like XRP more if you're going to take the risk. It's a $5 billion market cap coin versus a $86 billion coin. We know XRP is going to stick around for some time. We aren't sure what's going on with XLM. That's the part that always gets me. XRP, yeah, exactly. Casper or rug pools? Probably. I think they got acquired by HBAR, right? It got cooked. It got cooked. A lot of these old ISO coins just completely died. What new coin would you think would stay and have utility? Well, listen, I'm like the worst person in the world for this because I don't do forward-looking trends. I don't do that anymore. I used to back in the day when I was in gaming, but I had to pivot so many times. I got tired of that stuff. I do narratives. I do whatever's hot right now. AI is hot right now, so I look at AI. I don't want to complicate it because if I complicate it, I know I'm going to lose money. I'd rather make money. And so if you've seen on the channel, I haven't been talking about this top 20 AI crypto coins that I'll get into to make 100x returns in 2026. You haven't seen that video. Instead, what you saw on my channel, which I'm happy to show, this is like, I feel like I'm growing up a little bit here. I'm so proud of this content. But I made top 5 crypto for 2026 before it's too late, right? And I made a very simple little list of what I would say the average person can get into. I think Bittensor is the hottest narrative because they've got AI. And since this video, I mean, do I need to say anything other than show this chart? It's like the green light. The light has shown itself. The light has shown itself. This coin has gone from 175 to 286 in what looks to be practically a week. It's insane. So I'd rather not look at the other stuff. ZBEC, I've seen that one. Yeah, me no likey ZBEC. I don't like this coin at all. This chart looks gross. I don't like it. I don't hold ZBEC. It's only up $50. Yeah, but when you have like a good amount of money on there, and also it's up more than 50. Is it only up 50? No, it's not. It's up more than 50. It's up more than $100. What are you talking about? Dude, this thing's up 20% in the past 24 hours. This is up more than $50. Let's say it for what it is. It's up a lot more than that. During a time where the crypto space is doing nothing. I would say that's pretty good. I mean, what other currency is doing what Bittensor is doing at a $3 billion market cap? None of them. None of them are. AI is the big thing right now. Do I think Tau will dip a bit after Tuesday? Yeah, I do think so. I think the broader industry is going to have a dip on Tuesday/Wednesday. I think it's going to start on Wednesday. We're going to have a bit of a dip on Wednesday. It's just how high can crypto go before then? That's what I'm thinking. Now, I'm not a short-term analyst, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. But yeah. So what do you like that are new to you? The only coins that I've been buying, I used to have a portfolio, and Noel's been here for a while, so he probably knows. But dude, I used to have like 50 to 100 coins, and I learned that buying the big coins, the leading coins, made me a lot more money than trying to buy 100 different speculative coins. It just doesn't work. If you're new to crypto, please don't do that. I know it may seem tempting, and you might think that it's diversification or all that. Don't do that. Just buy the coins that are already winning. The ones that are winning will keep winning until proven otherwise. It's just how it works. So don't try to like overcomplicate it and be like, oh, let me go down this list and find this random coin that is up a bunch of, I don't know what, let's see. This one over here, it's up 30%. It's a $14 million coin. It can go so high. And then you look at a YouTuber and he's shilling it, and all of a sudden you have a bunch of money in it. Don't do that. Just buy the coin that's the biggest. Don't overcomplicate it. Like if your narrative is that you think AI is going to be big, you get something like Bittensor. If your narrative is that you think exchanges are going to continue to grow and you want to have a say in it, hyperliquid, BNB. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't make it more complicated than it needs to be. Thanks for your videos. Of course, Joseph. Thanks for watching them. I mean, you guys have been massive for me. You know how motivating it is to make content that isn't hyper clickbait and have it do well? Do you know how exciting this is for the future of my channel? It's so exciting because now I can finally make content that doesn't have to be clickbait. Like I could just make normal I'm so excited for the future of this channel because I could just make whatever's on my mind that I think provides value for my audience. I don't have to go around and being like, oh, this is the next big price prediction for this cryptocurrency. No. I could just do the right thing. It feels so good. It feels so good. I'm so excited. How's it going? What? Coin is most definitely awesome. Canton and XDC. I don't like XDC. All right. Should we keep going? Where's my presentation? I'm totally out of it at this point. How's it going, Anthony? Welcome. I love the cat, the little kitty. He's cute. I used to not like cats, but my brother got a cat, and it's like a leopard cat. It looks super cool. It's like this very big cat. Doesn't bite, doesn't do anything. Just does a little nibbling every now and then. Maybe like might give you a little slap if you're being annoying. Hey, my perspective on cats has changed. I used to be a discriminator practically. I used to not like cats at all. I thought they were evil. But I've changed my mind on that. Happy for you. I'm very happy for all of us. I'm hoping this will have a broader change in the YouTube landscape. All right, let's keep talking. So I have so much to talk about. I'm so excited. So Bitcoin and ETH are now technically commodities under this rule. So this is officially classified. That means that they can now officially, as of the 11th, be governed by the CFTC. The CFTC is very lax. They're very easy to work with. And so we don't have to really worry about anything when it comes to Bitcoin and Ethereum, which I think is very exciting. And so they passed these new rules recently on March 11th. They give jurisdiction on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and utility tokens to be digital commodities. That's very cool. Now, the SEC still has jurisdiction over ICO tokens and investment contracts that they believe might be securities. But the Senate passed this CBDC ban as well, 89-10, which I'm like, let's go, baby. Oh, the man of the hour. What's good, Oscar? When are we going to have you on the channel to give your price prediction on XRP? I've got to hear from you. I got to hear from you. You're like the most passionate XRP boy out there. We got to have you on the channel to talk about XRP sometime. When did I start investing in crypto? Well, I started in, send the link. I'm down. Let's go. Today, right now, like what? All right. I got you. We'll do it later. But I started investing into crypto in late 2020. The reason I did it was because at the time I was going to school for economics. I switched my major from computer science, and I was like, okay, we have a pandemic. There's a bunch of places I want to explore. Crypto got on my limelight. There was a guy that was like, oh, look into crypto. And so I looked into it, got some XRP. Ended up losing that XRP later because for whatever reason, this is why, guys, people make the dumbest mistakes, and that includes me. I make really dumb mistakes. I used to manually type out the wallet addresses, and I had bought XRP at a ridiculously low price. That was during the pandemic, right? So I sent like 60 to 80K worth of XRP at a time where I didn't have a lot of money. At a time I did not have a lot of money, to a random address. I'm probably sitting there today. I probably burned like 80K worth of XRP because I typed it incorrectly. So that was, my first big lesson in crypto. But the main reason I got into it afterward was because my brother lost all of his money. And I, this is well documented. He pretty much gambled it all away, and he had a really dark time. And I decided for his birthday to give him 3 axes, right? That was $700 that I ended up giving to him. And thank God that $700 did incredibly well. I got into breeding, I got into axes, and that ended up turning into mid 5 figures, in which is pretty much the reason I even started making content. So I feel like everything happens for a purpose. Everything happens for a reason. I'm like, you could be angry about the fact that you lost all that money early on, or that it's silly. Like, it sucks that your brother loses all that money, but everything happens for a reason. I believe in fate. So Oscar's a cool dude. I heard Alfred's gonna use XLM. Yeah, I hear it from my circles. No, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are gonna be using different currencies in Africa. The African currencies are cooked. Let's keep going. Other things that happened on March 10th that I thought was cool. 20 million Bitcoins have now been mined. There's only 1 million Bitcoin left to be mined over the next 114 years. That's a lot. A lot of years. 114 years. There's only 1 million Bitcoin left. There's no Bitcoin out there anymore. That's it. It's cooked. There's no more Bitcoin to mine practically. There's only 1 million Bitcoin left. I think it's crazy. And also on chain, whales have just been to just be eating everything. Funding rates have been negative, which shorts are paying to stay open. I'm like, what? Doesn't make any sense. And so the shorts are getting squeezed out during this weekend. It's looking pretty nice right now. Less than 1 million. I know. There's no Bitcoin left at all. Michael Saylor I'm saying this. Michael Saylor is the Satoshi of our time. And I know that sounds weird, but this man is buying so much Bitcoin. Oh my God. If you guys haven't seen the STRC video, it's crazy. Where is this? I feel like I need to talk about this now. He's buying so much. Here it is. So Michael Saylor is the Satoshi of our time. He built a $900 million a year dividend machine backed by Bitcoin, and he's not selling a single sat to pay for it. They are selling their MicroStrategy stock, and they're just billions upon billions of dollars they're raising here, giving an 11.5% return on that. It's crazy. People call it a Ponzi, but they don't have an unlimited amount of STRC that's coming out there. They come in waves. It's not like it's unlimited, the amount of STRC that's coming out there. They are in waves, so it's sustainable. And I think it's cool. If there's upside on Bitcoin, which they're projecting 50% over the next 5-10 years and 20% over the long run, 11% returns yearly seems fine. Michael Saylor is the bank. Yeah, he's the bank. Yeah, that's a good way of seeing it. Yeah, 100%. Is Babylon Bitcoin's backup? When Bitcoin is done, is Babylon going to blow up? Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think these Zcash guys are looking into this a little bit too much. You're the reason this audience is smarter? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think as a result of making more well-founded, I guess, yeah, to some extent, more well-founded content, I'm just getting smarter people that are coming to this channel. Like, people are seeing all the BS on YouTube and they're coming to channels that actually are talking about things that mean something. Which I'm like, yeah, I really hope people keep doing that, because I'm so sick of all the trash on YouTube. It makes us look so bad. But yeah, smart money's coming in. Smart money's coming in. I had my brother reach out to me and he was like, oh, what exchange are you using? Now, I want to just say right now, I am not sponsored by Kraken. I'm not sponsored by Kraken, but I did want to mention Kraken because I think it's the #1 exchange in America. I know a lot of people are getting into crypto right now and they're like, oh, where should I go? He asked me the same question. He was like, oh, you know, I've heard of all these exchanges. Where should I go? When I started crypto back in the day, I was using Coinbase before I got into MetaMask and all that stuff. But I was using Coinbase way back in the day. I learned that they take a lot of money on fees. They also upcharge you so that they won't fill your trade exactly at the price of Bitcoin. They'll charge you a little bit more. So not only are they taking more fees, they're also charging you a little bit more. And also on top of that, they take most of the staking rewards. So I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And so Kraken doesn't do that. Kraken, they give you better fees if you go on pro and you actually do limit orders. If you don't feel like doing that, you do market orders and you still get feed a little bit less. But I say, like, take the time. Take the time. Competitor feedback? Yeah, no, if they do the right thing, that's great. They should do that. Competitors, my competitors on YouTube should be making content that's less clickbait. I would love that. I would love that. That'd be a great future for me. But I use Kraken. I'll leave a link for Kraken. And if you guys do leverage trading, of course, BTCC is great. But right now, I want people to, like, do things that aren't crazy high risky. So I'm going to put, where is it? Kraken over here. Yeah, I use Kraken Pro. That's what I use. Exactly. How do I pin this? I don't do live streams. Don't worry, guys. I'm a Zoomer. I've brain rotted enough to understand technology. Don't worry, guys. I know how this works. Okay, I got it. I use Kraken, but I really like Robinhood. I don't think you will like Robinhood after I say what I say. So Robinhood, they do the same thing as Coinbase. They have really high fees unless you have, what is it, like Robinhood Gold. But on top of that, if you try to offboard off of Robinhood, it's really hard. Like, if you want to move your crypto from Robinhood to another exchange, I hear they take some pretty crazy fees. So I'd much rather not. That's why I never bought crypto on Robinhood. And also, Robinhood did the whole GameStop thing. And ever since GameStop, and they're also partnered with prediction markets. I don't know. I think I'm good. So let's talk about the top gainers of this week. So Bittensor was the top gainer of this week. Top crypto AI. Makes sense. They're up 52%. We also had Pi Network. Pi Network. Very interesting. I don't like Pi Network at all, quite frankly. I think Pi Network is a grift, but you know, I could be wrong. I think it's going straight to zero. You put the cross on Robin so you can DCA? No, fair enough. Well, good for you. That's great. I mean, honestly, as long as you're in a market that's down as much as this market's down, it's hard to lose money. You don't have a cold wallet? Depends. If your exchange is FDIC insured the same way that any other stock market exchange is insured, then you don't really have to worry about that. But of course, if you're going into some random exchange that isn't insured, then yeah, I would say you do have to worry about that. Either way, if you have like $10,000 in crypto, there's no reason you don't have a cold wallet. Like, I have like 20 of them. I have like 20 cold wallets. I have a ton of cold wallets because I believe that cold wallets are very important to have. You know, it's like you have your own money. You don't have to worry about anybody doing anything. But I don't think we're in the same world we were back in 2021. Just all these crypto exchanges are finally getting to the point where they're going to be insured. So I'm not too worried about that. Dude, I have Tangems. I have Ledgers. I have so many different types of wallets because at one point I was going to review all of them. And so I asked all of these different companies to give me wallets. They're all kind of the same, you know? I don't know. I think it's whatever. They're all kind of the same. It's just whichever one you prefer. It doesn't need to be the most expensive one. But yeah, so Render also did really well. I am less bullish on Render than I am Tau, though. We have FET, which I'm pretty whatever about FET. Uphold, I've heard of Uphold, but I haven't used it, so I can't tell you whether or not I don't like it. I don't know. I haven't used it. I have no opinion on Uphold. So it could be good, it could be bad. I've heard it a lot, so clearly there's something good there. I just use Kraken. That's just, I'm very brain dead. I go with the top dog. I am like a sheep. When it comes to crypto, I'm like the definition of a sheep. I'll just do whatever I feel like is going to make the most sense and has the lowest risk. Anyway, so Polkadot also did well. They had a major tokenomics overhaul with emission cuts. I don't like Polkadot, though. I don't like Polkadot because the only reason that Polkadot was doing well, and I'm also, look at this, I'm probably losing so much money on sponsors here because Polkadot loves giving money to creators. But Polkadot was, for the most part, saved by venture capital funds, and they put tons of money into VC rounds, but now they're just trying to get their money out. I don't like Polkadot at all. So AI crypto, let's talk about it. AI crypto is the big thing. Kraken's never been hacked. Well, don't jinx it. Don't jinx it, please. Let's just keep it that way. They rallied this week 52%, which is a lot for crypto during a bear market. I still want us to understand we're still in a bear market, so don't get too excited. It's not like Bittensor is going to make its biggest move right now. We're still in the middle of a bear market. Unless this is the bottom and we're just going to be going up only here, which I have no guarantee we're going to be doing that. I still want to be positioned for it, of course, in any scenario. But they had some pretty big stuff here. They had a $72 billion parameter AI model that was trained. That model has just been going parabolic. I think it's called Tempest. Is it Tempest? No. Templar. It's called Templar. Look at this. Oh my God. Giant green ray of death. Now, I don't own any of it, so I am very much sidelined because I just think the coin's too small. The coin's too small. But I have Bittensor, so I catch the upside anyway, so I don't really care personally. But that was a pretty big one. Arbitrum is a good buy. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like Arbitrum. I never liked Arbitrum as a chain. Like, they were doing gaming for a while, but gaming never took off, so it was kind of a waste of money. You know, maybe if gaming comes back, they're gonna go pretty upward, but I don't know. Unless gaming comes back and unless they start making some revenue off the stable coins that they have, it's just like, what's the reason? What's the reason for it going up? There's a lot of emissions as well. That a lot of sell pressure, tons of sell pressure. So I don't know. I don't know about that one. I feel you though. Like, some of these chains, we'll use them, but I don't know if I'll hold the coin there. We had an NVIDIA catalyst, which was pretty cool, and also open interest has been going crazy. Oh, any opinion on Ondo? So I was really bullish on Ondo for a while, very bullish on Ondo for a while, and I still think Ondo could be a decent play, but I feel like it was a hype play, like it was like a momentum play. It was exciting for a time. I think BlackRock was doing something with Ondo. It's been a while. It's been like a year, but I think BlackRock was doing something with Ondo. And that was it. They had all their momentum then, and that was just that was the end of the story. Maybe when RWA coins come back, Ondo is going to be exciting. It's just no reason to be excited about Ondo at the moment when there are just bigger fish. I mean, I'm more bullish on something like HBAR than I am Ondo for the RWA sector. But that's just bias, right? Like, I'm obviously biased, so I'm not like necessarily bearish on Ondo at all. I just don't know if I would place it like at the top of my list. I'd be like, I'm pretty like middle ground on Ondo for sure. These are all the RWA coins. And I also don't know if I'd buy something like Chainlink. Like, I'd probably rather own Ondo than own Chainlink. I don't know. I just don't see where the price appreciation is going to come from. What is this? Wait, this looks pretty good. Ham and cheese sandwich. Nice. Huh? Eat it? Say it. What is it?
Eat it.
Okay. I'll eat it. Just bussin'.
Rate it.
Rate it? I give it A tier. Mm-hmm. The wifey coming in, giving me some food. Feels good. We're blessed. All right. So Ethereum, they're fighting to hold $2,000. And Tom Lee thinks that we've already bought him. What did she make? Oh, she made just a ham and cheese sandwich. Pretty chill. Chill little ham and cheese. We grabbed most of the stuff on Costco. It's really good. The bread at Costco goes hard. It goes really hard. You sold some Tau today? I mean, if you feel comfortable with that, that's fine. I don't see a problem with that. I'm not the type of person to sell shame. I think if you feel comfortable with selling a little bit, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I would just say don't get emotional. Like if you sold, why would you regret what you sold? You made money. Even if the price goes up 10x, I mean, you made the decision at this time because of your rationale. You don't need to feel bad about selling in the future. That's fine. You decided to sell and you decided that it was time for you to take some profit, and there's nothing wrong with that. I don't believe in the sell shaming thing anymore. I'm over it. I think it's good that you did what you did for the reason that you did it. As long as you didn't do it for like, oh, I don't know, like it's gonna crash and everything's gonna go to zero and I'm gonna be very emotional about it. No, don't do that. Don't do that. But if you genuinely just went like, okay, I set this level and I want to take profit here because I feel comfortable, there's nothing wrong with that. Medianoche, we actually don't eat that much like Cuban stuff because a lot of it is really unhealthy. A lot of it is super unhealthy. The medianoches are bussin'. Croquetas are also bussin'. So good. Is Tau Perps on BTCC? I think they do have it. I don't think I've ever traded it though. Let me check. Yeah, they do have it. Okay. Yeah, they have Tau Perps. They have most majors on their exchange. It's not like a random exchange. Like they're a pretty big exchange. Obviously, it's a no KYC exchange, so there is a risk. I wouldn't throw $100,000 into BTCC. I think that's ridiculous. But if you want an exchange with solid incentives, solid bonuses, and fees that are okay, nothing wrong with it. And I think it's better than going to like Kraken and doing leverage trading. Like if you go to Kraken and do leverage trading, you don't get any of the bonuses. It's kind of lame. You need to get incentives for your money. You have to go to the exchange that gives you the best incentives. Do I like Cardano? No, I don't like Cardano. Because I would rather own other assets than own Cardano. And I also think Cardano's vision has been lost. I think the fundamental reason to own Cardano has just died. You know, people back in the day were like, oh, but you know, he was a co-founder of Ethereum, so this could be the next Ethereum. And then they shifted the narrative over to like, oh, but the US narrative was really big, so you know, Cardano could be a key player with XRP. And then the narrative shifted again. Oh, but Cardano is going to become the biggest beneficiary of Bitcoin's price action because they're going to do a Bitcoin blockchain. And then now it's like they just keep changing. They keep changing the post. The post keeps changing, and the cult, they're just depressed at this point. I don't know. I don't like Cardano as a play anymore. I hate to say that because I held Cardano for a very long time, but they're part of the cryptocurrency consolidation that I've been doing. I sold my Cardano. I couldn't hold through this. I don't understand what the point of holding Cardano is in 2026 compared to some of the other assets out there. Law got passed to ban stablecoins? Really? Let's dig. Let's do this. If you baited me, I swear. Dear China, don't attack Taiwan now. Stablecoin. In the Housing Act. It's temporary? Okay. All right, let's see. It's centered more in the Senate than in the House. The core battle, Wall Street banks brought a principles document to the White House. All right, let's read it, my friends. Let's do this together. Let's educate ourselves here. All right, let's see. So the core battle is Wall Street banks brought a principles document to White House meetings calling for a total ban on stablecoin yield. Oh, so this is the stablecoin yield stuff you were talking about, right? Is that what you're talking about, stablecoin yield? They're trying really hard to ban stablecoin yield. Any form of financial or non-financial or am I thinking of something else? So the loophole that started it, okay. They're working on a compromise, banning yield on static stablecoin holdings, which looks like savings accounts, but potentially allowing transaction-based or activity-based rewards. Okay, so they're going to do like Olympus, probably. Rebasing. We recently did a purge. It's so much better that way. So much better. Making banks null and void in clarity debate. Really? JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon recently suggested banks could accept transaction-based rewards. Okay. Man, these banks are such losers. Such losers. Ugh. I'm so sick of this. Well, yield ban looks unlikely given Trump's stance. Of course. If he does that, that's going to be bad for USD1. That's Trump's stablecoin. Well, sorry, the Trump family stablecoin. But the Clarity Act markup is still pending in the Senate Banking Committee. So it's okay. Okay. This could be a story. I have to dig into a lot more, obviously. This is very surface level, and I just prompted an AI, so it could hallucinate. I don't just look at what the AI says and trust it. They had to get rid of Cardano after supporting it for many years. Yeah. It's just, what's the reason to hold it? What is the reason? What is Cardano doing? Cardano keeps changing what they're doing. There's no reason to hold Cardano anymore. I don't know what Cardano's thing is. They just keep changing it. So that's the problem. It's difficult to understand the crypto's narrative. So the crypto has no narrative. There's no narrative for Cardano. There's no reason to hold Cardano other than it was one of the biggest gainers of 2021 or something. Like, it was an exciting cryptocurrency at the time, but it's been long forgotten since. World Liberty Fi is a good coin. World Liberty Fi is debatable, actually. Like, World Liberty Fi is, I think this is the first suggestion that you've given that I'm like pretty 50-50 on. I don't think World Liberty Fi is a bad play, but also you do have to keep in mind that the Democrats are more than likely going to sweep the House, and they're going to crack down on this coin. They're cracking down on this coin. So if they can survive, yeah, I think they'll do well. There's a lot of interest. You know, the president's family has a lot of interest here, so it's probably going to do well. But also, they got to survive. If they can survive, they'll do fine. Trump won't sign any bills passed until save. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, they're really hardlining it. Well, politics is so confusing these days. Back in the day, everybody just agreed with each other, and seems like my generation, it's just everybody's always arguing with each other over anything. They're always arguing. I'm so tired of it. Listen, I'm proud to be an American, but that part of our politics, I'm not very proud of at all. So Wall Street is doing so many things right now. A big thing that actually came out was, I don't think I've made a video on this yet, so I probably should. But BlackRock came out with a staked Ethereum ETF that went live on the NASDAQ. So BlackRock, remember, they have like $9 trillion under management. They're really what holds the key to the kingdom. They control everything. The one who controls where money comes and goes controls the voting power on stocks. And if you control the voting power, then you essentially control the direction of where the market is going. And so BlackRock has been talking for some time now about how the tokenization of stocks is the future. And just tokenizing things in general is going to be very big. And also how, you know, staking, all that stuff, getting people into DeFi is going to be massive. They finally went out and put their staked Ethereum ETF live. And I think that's cool. That's nice. It's interesting, I guess. They didn't have a lot of interest on their Ethereum ETF. I think it's at about 5 to 6 billion, but relative to Bitcoin, it's nowhere near it. The Bitcoin ETF is so much larger than the Ethereum one. And so they're trying to get more interest through having these staked incentives with this Ethereum ETF, which I think is a cool move. That's fine. Goldman Sachs has a lot of XRP. Wells Fargo did a trademark for a stablecoin called WFUSD. We also had JP Morgan also. They're going to have a stable coin if they don't already have it live. I think they do have it on Canton. MasterCard announced an over 85 partner crypto program that got launched. There were a lot of crypto inflows this week, even during extreme fear, and over 83 firms filed XRP ETFs positions. That's interesting. Ripple also came out this week with a $750 million share buyback. So buying back their own shares. That put their valuation at $50 billion, which is the highest it's ever been. Are they artificially pumping their valuation? Yeah, kind of. But their valuation's gone from $11 billion to what, $50 billion in the past 2 years. So my perspective on this is, well, I think it's a good thing. I think it's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. No matter what, Ripple's going to be selling XRP. That's just the name of the game. They're going to be making a lot of money off of XRP. But also, if Ripple does nothing and they don't keep growing, then XRP is not going to grow. Ripple needs to grow as a company for XRP to do well. So I think it's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. People might be reading too much into this stuff. The critics are saying the buyback benefits equity holders and not token holders. If they do a $750 million buyback on XRP, who cares? I don't know. It's not going to do anything. It might do something on the day of the announcement to some degree, but nobody really cares. Token buybacks only work if they're sustained. That's the only way they work. And also, if you do token burns, they do nothing. They really do nothing. A good comparison is David Schwartz recently had a post where I want to show. Can you find the David Schwartz tweet on him comparing XLM to XRP burns? Yeah, because they were commenting on whether or not Ripple should just burn their escrow. They should burn the XRP escrow. That's like a ton of the supply for XRP. This was on March 12th. This is a pretty big one. If you see this, you're going to be like, oh, where is this? How often does this guy reply? He's like always replying. Okay, here it is. I feel like he replies so much. Okay. So someone commented, instead of doing a share buyback, why not do something that benefits XRP holders, burn the escrow? Oh, wait, he can't do that. That might actually make XRP worth more than $1.38. And so he put this, and I think this is a great showing for anybody that's learning crypto. This is good for you. He put this chart here on XRP and XLM, and he said, somewhere on this chart, XLM burned about half of its supply. That's half of the coin supply. Can you find where? Can you guys find where? Because just looking at this chart, there's no way that I'd be able to tell when XLM burned half of its supply. There's no way to tell. And so clearly burning the supply means nothing. It doesn't do anything. You're burning coins that weren't there in the first place. What's the point of doing that? And it kills a lot of the dry powder that Ripple could possibly have for acquisitions and running their company. So I'm like, not very excited. Not very excited about the possibility of burning an escrow. I'm more excited about them just building out their company. I sold most of my Ethereum and Bitcoin. Oh, I think that's a lot of risk. Now, I'm a bit of a contrarian here. I like Bitcoin and Ethereum right now. I'm a boomer practically. Like I do the boomer investment mentality where I just buy the big coins and let the big coins do the work. But I definitely agree with you that AI coins are going to do well. I've been burned too much to do the whole I buy 50 different AI crypto coins and then just wait for AI season to come. Yeah, I'm good. Like I have a lot of Bittensor. I'm happy with my Bittensor. July 19th. But yeah, that should be more than enough explanation to support that burns are completely useless. They do nothing for crypto charts at all. Absolutely nothing. All right, let's keep going. So next week, what's going to be happening? We have a lot of things coming up. So we have March 17th to 18th, which is the FOMC meeting. I'm going to be live streaming it, so you guys can eat your bread with me during the meeting. It's going to be on Wednesday at 1:30 is when the live stream starts, but at 2 p.m. is the actual announcement for it. And 2:30 p.m. Eastern time is going to be when the official conference, the press release comes out where Jerome Powell talks about it. You'd rather hold Tal? That's fair. That's personal preference. I hold both, so I don't need to make that decision, right? Like that's my way of doing things. I hold both, so I'm happy either outcome. I don't really care. I'm very happy with my Tal bags, and I'm okay with my Bitcoin bags. Like they're up, but they're not up that much. I'll still be patient and waiting. Yeah, you know, we're all going to be very patient and waiting until eventually the trend breaks. March 27th, we're going to have the SEC deadline on 91 crypto ETF applications. This is going to span around 24 different tokens, and hopefully we get some good news on some of our alts. Also, Bitcoin is at the same level it was at last week. It's still range bound, so we'll see if that breaks. The bottom line is the entire infrastructure for crypto changed this week, but we'll see where that goes. We'll see if that ends up being a big deal long term, because we're still waiting on this Clarity Act thing. Is the Clarity Act ever going to pass? Are we projecting the Clarity Act to pass this year? I'm losing faith on this. I'm going to be honest. Apparently, the odds are still pretty good. So the odds are still like 61% that this is going to go through. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. 61% Clarity Act signed into law in 2026. It's not bad. I don't know how confidence inducing it is, but at least we have a chance. Do you use institutional custody? I do both. I have hot wallets. I've been in crypto for so long. Think about a scenario in which you pretty much get all of your income in crypto. You pretty much do all of your trading in crypto. Everything is just crypto. I have too much of everything. I have too many wallets. I have too many cold wallets, too many hot wallets, too many institutional custody. I have my cryptos all over the place. It's disgusting. It's all over the place. I have too many nodes. I have miners right next to me. I literally have miners for nodes right next to me. I have too much of everything. So I have everything. But if I was getting into crypto, if you're holding more than like $10,000 in crypto, or you plan to, get a cold wallet. Just get a cold wallet. Caleb Brown thoughts or iTrust Capital? Oh, I'm literally going to close a sponsorship most likely with iTrust Capital. I think iTrust Capital is fine. I don't think there's anything wrong. Caleb Brown's probably fine too. But both of them are perfectly fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with them. You're out? Gotta go? I'll see you later, man. See you later. Have a great Sunday. But yeah, no, I don't have anything wrong with it. My money's all over the place. It's like literally everywhere. So there are a lot of ways to play, but iTrust is more of aren't they doing retirement accounts? Isn't it more of like if you're just trying to place money for retirement accounts mostly? That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. You got to build it at some point. All right, guys, I'm probably going to be here for like 5 more minutes. This live stream's been popping. This is top 5 live streams of all time. We might only have 71 people in here, which I appreciate every single one of you. I think it's been great. It's been awesome. We've been having a lot of discussions. Rofs, yeah, nothing wrong with it. You got to do it at some point. Everyone has to do it at some point. Everyone has to do it at some point. If you don't do it, it's going to catch up to you later in life. And I'm 25. So I am trying to get ahead of the curve. I really am trying to get ahead of the curve. You know, thankfully, I'm really like spoiled. You know, like I make a very happy amount of income. I cannot complain about how much I make at all. So I don't really have to worry about that. But yeah, definitely if you're on a fixed income, you want to be investing in markets. You have to be investing. We're a good crew. How often do I do lives? Well, I don't do lives often at all. This was random. I figured the market's up and there's a lot of stuff to talk about. And there's been a lot of success on the channel recently, so I decided to do a live. Maybe I'd make it a more frequent thing, but I don't want to just do lives for the sake of doing lives. Like, I don't want to talk about the same thing over and over. I want to make sure that if we're doing a live stream, that it's been enough time to have a good discourse. I don't want to just repeat myself over and over. So far, it's been great. It's been awesome. I'm trying to do it probably like a weekly thing, maybe like a weekly recap on top of I'll be doing the FOMC live for sure, for example. Maybe I'll make it more frequent. We'll see. Invest Bitcoin. $1,500 at 69K turns into 3.4K. Nice. I like that. I like that. I like that. I like these numbers. I like these numbers. I could see these scenarios for sure. I don't know about this year, but I definitely foresee these. I wouldn't hold the coin otherwise, obviously. Enjoying your live stream? Appreciate you, Bubba. Maybe once a week to start? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because, you know, during the structured videos, you don't really get, you know, proper feedback. You know, you can't ask me questions directly, which I think is important personally. You can watch videos all day, but what if you don't understand something? You can go on a live stream and just ask them. I think it's much better, much better. And they're more free flowing. Either way, I do all my videos in one take. I just do a lot of research beforehand, so I already understand the topic. I don't really need to go back and forth. I already understand what I'm talking about. I've been in crypto for so long that I'm practically repeating myself half the time. If you take money before you retire, you have to pay extra 10%. Exactly. Yeah. Like if you're doing a Roth, you definitely just leave it there. You don't put money that you're going to be touching anytime soon at all. Don't put any speculative capital. Like put something you're going to throw there and not think about for the next 40 years. Do I have a membership? No, I don't. So my team told me to make a membership, like one of those like memberships where we do trading and all that. But I told them no. I told them no because not yet. Like I think I want to wait at least 3 to 6 months because I would much rather focus on the channel growth, making sure everything is stable, making sure everything's good. And then I can start thinking about that. But the whole like membership thing, it's something you build later on. It's not really something you want to just get ahead of. I'm not desperate for cash. Like I wouldn't do it for the sole purpose of money. I would be like, well, you know, recurring revenue is nice and having more direct access, people can get more value, but I'm not really like on the whole, I need to push this right now. I need money. I don't need money. I don't need to do it right now. But yeah, probably at some point in the next 3 to 6 months. More lives, yes. Everybody have a great day. Well, you have a great day too. You think Zcash is an all-time high incoming? Possibly. I mean, they're leading their narrative. They're leading the privacy narrative. So if privacy comes back, they're going to do very well. As much as I like to hate on Zcash, if the privacy narrative comes back, they're going to do well. So I can't hate on a currency that's leading its narrative. Should do a live every month. Probably more frequent than that. I make a lot of content, so probably more frequent. But thank you guys so much for coming here. I'm very excited about the future of this channel. Honestly, listen, I think we're doing the right thing. I'm very excited for the future. We're doing something not a lot of creators are doing, which is just being a normal human being. If AI is going to take over, what's the point of not being yourself? It doesn't make any sense. So I'm planning on probably doing these live streams more often. We'll see. Definitely the videos are going to keep pumping out. I'm going to be hanging out with the little doggy. It's her birthday. So I'll be with the wife. If you guys didn't know, I've been married for over a year now. We've been together for like 9 years. So if there's anybody that holds, it's me. It's definitely me. Have a great Sunday. Make sure you guys like and just have a great rest of your day. I'll see you guys. Peace.